The rain hammered against the floor-to-ceiling windows like 1,000 accusations, each drop a reminder that Seattle never let you forget your sins. Noah Harlan bolted upright in a bed that smelled of cedar and regret, his heart slamming against his ribs as if it had been caught stealing. Sheets tangled around his naked waist, and there, sprawled beside him like a fallen god, was Liam Whitaker, the man who'd spent the last 5 years turning Noah's life into a battlefield of boardroom glares and whispered sabotage. Noah's mouth went dry, his pulse of frantic Morse code spelling out, "What the hell did I do?" The room spun in fragments. Empty whiskey bottles on the nightstand, clothes strewn like battlefield casualties, and a faint ache blooming low in his back that whispered secrets his mind refused to unlock. He pressed a hand to his temple, chasing the fog, but all that surfaced was the ghost of laughter, raw, unguarded, and Liam's voice, low and urgent. "You think you know me? You don't know shit." Noah's breath came in shallow bursts as he slid from the bed, his bare feet hitting the cool hardwood with a thud that echoed too loudly in the silence. The penthouse loft in Belltown screamed money, exposed brick walls lined with abstract art that probably cost more than Noah's entire apartment, sleek leather furniture facing a view of Puget Sound shrouded in mist. This was Liam's domain, the lion's den where he'd built his empire as a rising star in Seattle's tech scene, poaching clients and deals from under Noah's nose at every turn. They were rivals in the cutthroat world of startup consulting, two wolves circling the same prey, and Noah had sworn he'd never let Liam see him bleed. But here he was, bleeding vulnerability all over the man's Egyptian cotton sheets. He snatched his jeans from the floor, fumbling with the zipper as his eyes darted back to the bed. Liam stirred, a muscled arm flopping across the pillow, his blonde hair a tousled halo in the gray light. Even asleep, he looked infuriatingly perfect. Broad shoulders dusted with faint freckles, lips parted in a way that tugged at something dangerous in Noah's chest. Noah had always hated that about him, the effortless charisma that masked the shark beneath. Last night, fragments clawed at the edges of his blackout. A networking gala at the Space Needle, champagne flutes clinking under neon lights, the air thick with ambition and small talk. Noah had gone to schmooze investors for his fledgling app, a platform for queer youth in rural America to connect anonymously. Liam had been there too, of course, representing his glossy venture capital firm, Whitaker Innovations, with that predatory smile that made donors flock like sheep. They'd locked eyes across the room, a spark of old animosity igniting, and then, shots at the bar? A heated argument in the coat room? Noah's stomach twisted. The ache in his body suggested more than words had been exchanged. He crept toward the bathroom, door ajar, and flicked on the light. The mirror threw back a stranger, eyes bloodshot, a fresh hickey blooming purple on his collarbone like a brand. Oh God. Panic surged, hot and metallic on his tongue. Noah wasn't a one-night stand guy. Hell, he hadn't hooked up since his ex, Tyler, gutted him 2 years ago with a betrayal that still stung like salt in a wound. Tyler had been the safe choice. Steady job, picket fence dreams in a suburb outside Tacoma. But he'd bailed when Noah's work started pulling late nights, whispering about needing space while warming someone else's bed. Since then, Noah had armored himself in sarcasm and solitude, pouring everything into his app, Haven Bridge, a lifeline for kids like the ones he'd grown up with in his conservative pocket of Spokane. Liam Whitaker was the opposite of safe. He was chaos wrapped in a custom suit, the golden boy who'd clawed out of a trailer park in eastern Washington to dominate Seattle's elite circles. Rumors swirled about him. Flings with models, a string of broken hearts. But Noah had never bought the Playboy facade. There was something haunted in Liam's eyes during their clashes, a flicker of pain that mirrored Noah's own buried grief. His parents had disowned him at 17, after finding his hidden stash of magazines under the bed. Liam's had shipped him off to military school for toughening up, only for him to come out swinging with a vengeance. Noah splashed water on his face, the cold shock grounding him. He needed to get out, grab his shirt, slip away before Liam woke and turn this into ammunition. But as he turned, his foot caught on something soft. A discarded tie, silk and navy, looped like a noose. And pinned to it, in Liam's sharp scrawl, a note. Round 2, coffee's on. The door creaked behind him. Noah froze, heart in his throat. Running already, Harlan? Liam's voice was gravelly with sleep, laced with that infuriating amusement. He leaned against the frame, boxers low on his hips, arms crossed over a chest that rose and fell with lazy confidence. Up close, without the armor of a suit, he looked almost human, faint shadows under his eyes, a scar snaking across his ribs from some reckless teenage brawl. Noah straightened, forcing steel into his spine. What the fuck happened last night? Liam's grin faded, replaced by something sharper, more assessing. He stepped closer, the air between them crackling like a live wire. You tell me. You were the one pounding shots like they owed you money. I don't remember. Noah's voice cracked, betraying him. Heat flooded his cheeks as Liam's gaze dropped to the mark on his neck, lingering with a hunger that made Noah's skin prickle. Liam chuckled low, but there was no warmth in it. That's convenient. After all the shit you've thrown my way, calling me a corporate vulture in that pitch last month, you end up here in my bed, begging for more. I did not beg. Noah's fists clenched, nails biting into palms. But even as he said it, a flash hit him. Liam's hands on his waist, pulling him close in the rain-slicked alley behind the venue, mouths crashing in a kiss that tasted of whiskey and war. Liam closed the distance, his breath warm against Noah's ear. Liar. You whispered my name like a prayer. Noah shoved him back, but the push lacked force, his body remembering what his mind wouldn't. This was a mistake, a drunken blackout. We're done. Liam's eyes darkened, hurt flickering before the mask slammed down. Done? You crawled into my cab at 2 a.m., Harlan. Said you hated me so much you needed to fuck it out of your system. He paused, voice dropping to a whisper. And then you stayed. The words landed like punches, each one cracking Noah's defenses. He wanted to bolt, to erase this night and retreat to his orderly life of code and coffee runs. But Liam's proximity stirred something deeper, a pull he'd ignored for years, disguised as rivalry. In the cutthroat dance of their careers, they'd always been mirrors. Both out and proud in a city that celebrated rainbow flags but whispered behind closed doors, both building walls against the world's judgments. Noah swallowed hard. Why didn't you stop me? Liam's laugh was bitter, echoing off the tiles. Because for once, I didn't want to fight you. I wanted this. His hand ghosted Noah's arm, a touch that burned. The rain outside swelled to a roar, drowning their silence. Noah's phone buzzed from the bedroom, his assistant, probably, with updates on the investor meeting he'd blown. Reality crashed in, sharp and unrelenting. He couldn't afford this distraction, not with Haven Bridge on the brink of funding. Liam's firm was circling the same donors, ready to swallow his dream whole. I have to go, Noah muttered, brushing past him. Liam didn't stop him, but as Noah yanked on his shirt, he caught the man's reflection in the mirror, jaw tight, eyes stormy with unspoken pleas. Noah, Liam said softly, the first time he'd used his given name without venom. Whatever this is, it's not over. Noah paused at the door, hand on the knob, the weight of possibility pressing down like the storm clouds over the sound. He wanted to believe it was just the alcohol talking, just two enemies colliding in the dark. But as he stepped into the elevator, the doors sliding shut on Liam's gaze, Noah felt the first crack in his armor widen into a chasm. The descent was a blur of regret and what-ifs, the lobby's marble floor cold under his shoes. Seattle sprawled beyond the glass doors, a city of reinvention where tech bros chased unicorns and heartbroken souls nursed lattes in hidden cafes. Noah hailed a cab, sliding into the back seat with a groan, the driver eyeing him curiously in the rearview. Capitol Hill, he directed, voice rough. As the car pulled into traffic, weaving past ferries and fog-shrouded hills, Noah leaned his head against the window. The hickey throbbed, a secret tattooed on his skin. He pulled up his collar, but the mark lingered in his mind, insistent as Liam's touch. By the time he reached his walk-up in the hill, the adrenaline had crashed, leaving him hollow. His apartment was a sanctuary of organized chaos. White boards scrawled with apt wireframes, a pride flag draped over the couch, stacks of books on queer history gathering dust. He collapsed onto the bed. His bed, familiar and safe, and stared at the ceiling, willing the memories to surface. They came in waves, the gala's thrum of jazz and laughter. Liam cornering him by the bar, their argument escalating from business barbs to personal grenades. "You act like you're saving the world with that little app," Liam had sneered, breath hot with bourbon. "But you're just as scared as the kids you're pretending to help, hiding behind code because facing real connection terrifies you." Noah had fired back, words laced with the poison of old wounds. "And you're the king of connection? Stringing along anyone who gets close until they see the void inside." The fight had spilled outside, rain soaking their shirts, turning fabric translucent against skin. And then God, the kiss. Not tentative, not testing, but a collision born of fury and famine. Liam's hands fisting in Noah's hair, pulling him under, the world narrowing to the taste of salt and surrender. Noah rolled over, burying his face in the pillow. It wasn't just sex. It was catharsis, two fractured souls clawing for purchase. But what now? Liam wasn't the type to let vulnerability linger. He'd weaponize it, turn their night into leverage in the funding wars. His phone lit up again. Texts from his team, a voicemail from his mother back in Spokane. Her voice warm but edged with that familiar caution. "Just checking in, honey. Remember, God's got a plan, even for, well, you know." Noah deleted it without listening fully. Coming out had been a quiet rebellion, met with Bible verses and teary pleas, but she'd never fully let go of the hope he'd change. A knock rattled the door, jolting him upright. He wasn't expecting anyone. Padding over, he peered through the peephole and froze. Liam stood there, hair damp from the drizzle, holding two to-go cups from the corner roastery. "What the?" Noah yanked the door open a crack. "How did you find me?" Liam shrugged, unfazed, steam curling from the lids. "Asked your assistant at the gala. Said it was urgent business." He held out a cup, the scent of dark roast cutting through the tension. "Black, 2 sugars. Figured you'd need it after last night." Noah snatched it, more to have something to grip than out of gratitude. "This isn't funny, Liam. We can't." "Can't what? Pretend it didn't happen?" Liam's eyes searched his, raw and unfiltered. "I don't want to. For once, Noah, let's not run." The plea hung between them, heavy as the rain. Noah's resolve wavered, the warmth of the cup seeping into his palms like a promise. He stepped aside, letting Liam in, the door clicking shut on the world outside. As they sat on the worn couch, knees brushing, the conversation stumbled from awkward apologies to confessions spilled like contraband. Liam admitted the scars. His father's belt marks from lessons in manhood. The military school's cold barracks where he'd learned to fight fire with fire. "I built the firm to prove I wasn't broken," he said, voice cracking. "But every deal, every win, it just echoes louder." Noah nodded, the words unlocking his own vault. He spoke of Tyler's goodbye note left on the kitchen counter, the way it shattered his belief in forever. "Haven Bridge isn't just code. It's me trying to build bridges I couldn't cross as a kid." Hours blurred, coffee cooling as walls crumbled. When Liam's hand found his, tentative and true, Noah didn't pull away. The kiss that followed was slow, deliberate, a reclamation, not a conquest. They moved to the bedroom with the grace of survivors, bodies mapping forgiveness in the dim afternoon light. But as night fell, doubt crept in. Liam's phone buzzed incessantly. Texts from a partner at the firm, mentions of a rival bid on Noah's investors. "It's nothing," Liam murmured, silencing it. But Noah caught the lie in his eyes, the shadow of ambition that had always defined them. Sleep came fitful, Liam's arm heavy across his waist. In dreams, Noah saw the gala again, but this time, Liam wasn't pulling him close. He was walking away, leaving Noah alone in the rain. Morning brought clarity, cruel and bright. Liam was gone. A note on the pillow. Meeting ran late. Dinner tonight? My place. No running. Noah's heart twisted, hope laced with fear. He dressed for work, the mirror reflecting a man changed, marked not just by bruises but by possibility. At the co-working space in Pioneer Square, his team buzzed with excitement over a lead investor. "Noah, this could be it!" his developer Mia exclaimed, hugging her laptop, but as he scanned the email, his blood ran cold. CC'd was Whitaker Innovations. Liam's firm was in play. The betrayal stung fresh, a knife twist in an old wound. Noah stormed out, hailing a cab to Belltown. He burst into Liam's loft unannounced, finding him on the phone, pacing in slacks and an open shirt. "You son of a bitch," Noah snarled, slamming the door. "You're gunning for my funding?" Liam hung up, face paling. "Noah, wait. It's not what you think." But the damage was done, words flying like shrapnel. "You used me," Noah accused, voice breaking. "Last night was just a ploy to get inside my head." Liam reached for him, desperate. "No. God, no. I pulled the plug on the bid this morning. Check your email." Noah fumbled for his phone, the message confirming it. Withdrawal from Whitaker. Relief warred with rage. "Why?" "Because this us is worth more than any deal." Liam's eyes pleaded, vulnerable in a way Noah had never seen. They collapsed into each other then, apologies murmured against skin, the fight forging something stronger. As they lay tangled later, Seattle's skyline twinkling beyond the windows, Noah whispered, "Don't break me, Liam." "I won't," Liam vowed, sealing it with a kiss. "We're in this together." But shadows lingered. Unbeknownst to them, Tyler, exiled but not forgotten, watched from afar, nursing grudges in a dive bar across town. And in the tech world's underbelly, whispers of sabotage brewed, threatening to unravel their fragile peace. The weeks that followed blurred into a fever dream of stolen moments and tentative trust. Noah's apartment became their neutral ground, a bridge between Belltown's gloss and Capitol Hill's grit. They'd cook pasta from mismatched boxes, Liam chopping garlic with surprising precision while Noah stirred sauce, their laughter echoing off the exposed pipes. It was domestic in a way that terrified Noah. Simple joys he'd armored against, fearing they'd shatter like Tyler's promises. One evening, as autumn leaves turned the streets to fire under sodium lamps, they walked hand in hand through Volunteer Park, the conservatory's glass dome glowing like a beacon. Seattle's queer scene pulsed around them. Couples on benches, a drag brunch spilling laughter from a nearby cafe. Liam squeezed Noah's fingers, his thumb tracing circles that sent warmth spiraling up Noah's arm. "Remember that time in college?" Liam asked, voice soft against the rustle of maples. They'd overlapped at UW, Noah in computer science, Liam in business, their paths crossing in a queer alliance meeting where animosity sparked over funding priorities. Noah smirked, bumping his shoulder. "You called my presentation naive idealism. I wanted to deck you. You almost did." Liam's grin was boyish, disarming. "But then you quoted Audre Lorde, and I thought, shit, this guy's fire." The admission hung sweet, laced with hindsight. They paused at the reservoir's edge, city lights fracturing on the water like scattered stars. Liam pulled Noah close, their breaths mingling in the chill. "I was scared back then. Still am, sometimes." "Of what?" Noah murmured, nuzzling his neck, inhaling the clean scent of soap and cedar. "Of this, of wanting something real when I've spent so long faking it." Liam's voice trembled, a crack in the facade. He spoke then of the military school years, nights huddled in bunks, fighting off advances from older boys while craving connection, the discharge papers that freed him but left scars etched deep. Noah listened, heart aching with recognition. His own coming out had been a slow bleed, first to a high school counselor who nodded without judgment, then to friends who toasted with cheap beer, and finally his mother, whose hugs turned stiff with unspoken prayers. "I built Haven Bridge for the kids who don't get that," he said. "The ones in towns like mine, where rainbow means storm warning." Liam cupped his face, eyes fierce. "You're changing that, and I'm proud." Terrified, but proud. The kiss that followed was a vow, deep and unhurried, the world fading to the lap of water and wind. They made love that night in Noah's bed, bodies attuned in a rhythm of rediscovery. Slow explorations, whispers of names like incantations. Afterward, sated and spent, Noah traced the scar on Liam's ribs, wondering at the man who'd survived to hold him so gently. But trust, like Seattle's weather, shifted without warning. The funding round for Haven Bridge heated up, investors circling with offers that tempted even Noah's principles. Mia burst into the office one Tuesday, eyes wide. "We got a bite from Venture Forge. But get this, they're Whitaker's biggest backer." Noah's stomach dropped. Liam had sworn off interference, but the lines blurred in their world, where personal and professional tangled like lovers' limbs. He texted Liam during lunch. "Dinner tonight? Need to talk business." The response came quick. "My place. 7. Bring wine." Belltown streets thrummed with rush hour as Noah arrived, bottle of Cabernet under his arm, nerves jangling. Liam greeted him with a kiss that started at the door and ended against the kitchen island, hands roaming with familiar hunger. But Noah pulled back, setting the wine down with deliberate care. "Venture Forge," he said, voice steady despite the flutter in his chest. "They're interested, but if your firm's tied in." Liam's face fell, understanding dawning. "Noah, I told them to back off. Swear it." He grabbed his laptop, pulling up emails, CC chains withdrawing support, dated weeks ago. "See? Clean." Relief washed over Noah, but it was tinged with something sharper. Vulnerability's edge. "I want to believe you. I do. But this world, it chews up trust like it's candy." Liam nodded, pulling him into an embrace that smelled of home. "Then let's rewrite the rules. I'll consult on Haven pro bono. Help you pitch without the strings." The offer stunned Noah, a lifeline from the man who'd once been his noose. They spent the night strategizing over takeout foe, whiteboards in Liam's loft filling with flowcharts and taglines. "Empower the hidden," Liam suggested, marker in hand, his enthusiasm infectious. For the first time, Noah saw not the rival but the partner, the one who'd fight beside him, not against. Their rhythm deepened. Mornings with shared showers, steam fogging mirrors as they traded lazy affections. Afternoons stolen in coffee shops, Liam reviewing code while Noah sketched user journeys. Evenings bled into explorations. Hikes in the Olympics where they'd fuck against mossy trees, breathless and alive, or quiet nights at queer open mics. Liam's head on Noah's shoulder as poets spilled verses of longing. Yet, fissures formed. Tyler resurfaced like a ghost in Noah's DMs. "Heard you're with Whitaker. Careful, he breaks what's beautiful." Blocked and dismissed, but the seed of doubt took root. Then came the anonymous email to Noah's inbox. Grainy photos from the gala alley, timestamped, captioned rivals or lovers. Ask the board. Sabotage, subtle but vicious, aimed at tanking Liam's reputation, or both. Noah confronted him over breakfast crepes at a Pike Place diner. The market's clamor a distant roar. "This you're doing? Some ex-stirring shit." Liam's fork clattered, eyes flashing hurt. "You think I'd, after everything?" He shoved his phone across the table, call logs and texts proving alibis. "It's Tyler. I recognize the angle from a case last year. Jealous exes love digital dirt." The truth landed heavy. Noah had Googled Tyler's new life. A barista in Portland, posting cryptic quotes about lost love. Vindictive, but potent. They hired a cybersecurity firm, Liam pulling strings with quiet efficiency, and the leak stopped. But the incident scarred, a reminder that their world was a coliseum. Love the gladiator. As winter loomed, gray skies pressing low, Noah's app hit a milestone. Beta users pouring in, stories of connection flooding the dashboard. A kid in Yakima said it saved him, he told Liam one night, curled on the couch with a blanket fort of takeout containers. First real talk since his dad kicked him out. Liam's pride shone, but his own cracks showed. A board meeting had gone south. Investors questioning his distractions. Code for the photos. They don't get it, he confessed, voice muffled against Noah's hair. That you're not a distraction. You're the point. Noah held him tighter, murmuring assurances, but sleep evaded. In the dark, he pondered the irony. Rivals turned lovers, building empires from ruins. Yet, freedom felt fragile, identity a tightrope over the abyss. The pitch to Venture Forge arrived like a thunderclap. Noah prepped relentlessly, Liam at his side, their synergy electric. The conference room in a downtown high-rise overlooked the ferries cutting through choppy waters, a metaphor for their crossing. Suited and sharp, Noah presented. Slides of user testimonials, metrics climbing like vines, the vision of bridges over chasms. The lead partner, a silver-haired woman named Elena, leaned forward. Compelling, but viability. How do you scale without bleeding cash? Liam jumped in seamlessly, from his seat in the back. Strategic partnerships. I've modeled projections, 20% ROI in year 2. Heads turned, murmurs rippling. Elena's eyes narrowed, intrigued. Post-pitch, as they spilled onto the street, rain spitting sideways, Elena pulled Noah aside. Whitaker's endorsement. Unusual. You too. Close. Noah's laugh was easy, heart-pounding. Closer than most. She nodded, a knowing smile, and extended a tentative offer. Celebration followed at a waterfront speakeasy, jazz humming low, cocktails sharp with gin. Liam's foot hooked Noah's under the table, a secret tether. We did it, he toasted, glasses clinking. But as they stumbled home, arms linked against the wind, Noah's phone vibrated. A text from an unknown number. Ask Liam about the safe in his office. Secrets don't stay buried. Doubt slithered in, cold as the drizzle. That night, as Liam slept, Noah lay awake, staring at the ceiling's shadows. Trust was a gamble, and he'd bet his heart. But what if the house always won? The next day dawned brittle. Noah slipped into Liam's loft while he was at a brunch meeting, heart hammering as he rifled the office desk. No safe, just files on past deals. A photo of Liam with his estranged sister, her smile tentative. Guilt gnawed, but so did curiosity. He pocketed a stray USB, rationalizing it as caution. Back home, he plugged it in, breath held. Files loaded, business plans mostly mundane. Then, buried deep, a folder labeled Redemption. Inside, drafts of an apology letter to Tyler? No, to the board of a nonprofit Liam had tanked years ago, a queer youth shelter in Tacoma. Accusations of embezzlement, proven false, but Liam's ambition had buried it. The letter was unsent, raw with remorse. I was young, hungry, but I stole futures. Forgive me if you can. Noah's chest tightened. Not betrayal, but a ghost of one, Liam's past, clawing back. He deleted the files, shame burning. When Liam returned, Noah pulled him into a fierce kiss, apologies unspoken. Their love deepened in the aftermath, forged in firelight. Winter solstice brought a party at a friend's loft in Fremont, trolls and hipsters mingling under string lights. They danced, bodies pressed, the city's pulse syncing with theirs. But midway, Tyler appeared. Uninvited, eyes glassy with spite. Slumming it with the enemy, Noah? Tyler slurred, close enough for whiskey breath to sour the air. Liam tensed, arms sliding protectively around Noah. Walk away, man. This isn't your scene. Tyler laughed, bitter. Oh, it's mine. Saw your little alley show online. Cute. But Whitaker, he'll chew you up, spit you out. Like he did me. The room hushed, stares prickling. Noah's face flamed. But Liam stepped forward, voice low thunder. You left him broken. I won't. Security ushered Tyler out, but the damage lingered. A viral clip circulating by morning. Hashtags twisting their story into tabloid fodder. Reporters called, investors hedged. Noah's app reviews spiked with trolls. Liam's board demanded explanations. They weathered it holed up in a cabin on Whidbey Island. Ferry ride a buffer from the storm. Snow-dusted evergreens. The fireplace crackling as they shared wine and wounds. I'm done hiding, Liam declared, stoking the flames. Us against them. Noah nodded, tears pricking. Together. But as they returned, the real tempest brewed. Elena's email rescinding the offer, citing reputational risks. Noah's dream teetered. Liam's support his only anchor. Desperation birthed resolve. They'd bootstrap, crowdfund, fight. Yet, in quiet moments, Noah wondered. Was love enough against the world's grind? Or would it, too, demand sacrifice? Spring unfurled in Seattle like a hesitant confession. Cherry blossoms dusting the sidewalks in pink defiance of the lingering chill. Noah and Liam threw themselves into the fray, turning setback into fuel. Crowdfunding launched with a video. Noah raw on camera, sharing his spoken scars. Liam at his side, voice steady as he pledged matching funds. Views climbed, donations trickled then poured. 500, 1,000, 10. Strangers became allies. Their story of rivals to lovers a rallying cry in queer forums from Portland to Provincetown. Nights blurred into marathons of code and calls. Liam's loft a war room of laptops and half-eaten ramen. User growth's up 15%. Noah announced one dawn, as sunlight pierced the blinds. Liam, bleary-eyed over espresso, pulled him onto his lap, kissing away the exhaustion. You're unstoppable, Liam murmured, hands sliding under Noah's tea, tracing the map of freckles across his back. Noah arched into the touch, a soft moan escaping. We are. Their lovemaking was urgent, a reclaiming amid chaos. Liam pinning him to the desk, breaths ragged, names gasped like lifelines. Afterward, tangled in sheets, Noah traced Liam's jaw, memorizing the vulnerability in repose. But the high was fleeting. Tyler's harassment escalated. Voicemails laced with venom. You'll regret this. Doxing attempts that forced Noah to lock down socials. Liam's PI traced it to a burner phone, but proof eluded. He's unraveling, Liam said over a tense dinner at a Capitol Hill bistro, forks scraping plates. We need a restraining order. Noah nodded, but fear coiled tight. Tyler wasn't just an ex. He was a mirror of what Noah might have become. Bitter, clinging to ghosts. What if he exposes more? The app's barely afloat. Liam's hand covered his warm anchor. Then we expose truth. Together. The order filed, but peace proved illusory. Liam's sister, Riley, surfaced. A ghost from his past, emailing after years of radio silence. Saw your face in the news. Mom's dying. Wants to see you. The words gutted Liam, reading them aloud in Noah's kitchen, voice fracturing. Noah pulled him close. Holding his sobs shook the man who'd always seemed unbreakable. Go. She's family. Liam shook his head. Fierce. She chose Dad's hate over me. After the school. She stopped calling. But doubt lingered, a thorn. Noah drove him to the ferry for Tacoma, the crossing a gray expanse mirroring inner turmoil. At the hospice, sterile halls hummed with beeps, the air thick with antiseptic regret. Liam's mother lay frail, tubes snaking like accusations, her eyes lighting on him with watery recognition. Liam boy, she whispered, hand trembling toward his. I was wrong, so wrong. He knelt, tears carving tracks. Why now? Fear, your father's, gone. Cancer, left me with echoes. She glanced at Noah, hovering discreet. This one's good for you. Hold him tight. The reconciliation was jagged, words stumbling over old hurts, but forgiveness bloomed tentative. A hug, a shared story of Liam's childhood mischief. Riley lingered, her own apologies halting. I should have fought harder. Driving back, Liam was quiet, processing. It doesn't erase it, he said finally, hand on Noah's thigh. But it lightens. Noah squeezed, pride swelling. This man who'd armored against pain was cracking open. For him. Haven Bridge hit 5,000 users, a milestone celebrated with a pop-up event at a queer bookstore in Georgetown. Bookshelves towered, scents of ink and incense mingling as supporters mingled. Teens with fresh tattoos, elders with knowing smiles. Noah spoke, voice steady. This isn't just tech. It's permission to be seen, to be whole. Liam watched from the front row, eyes shining, later pulling him into the stacks for a stolen kiss amid dog-eared Audrey Lords. Proud doesn't cover it, he breathed. But elation soured when Elena reappeared, coffee in hand at Noah's office. Rethinking the risk, she said, sliding a revised term sheet. Your grit sold me, and Whitaker's vouch solid. The funding secured, champagne corks popped at a rooftop bar overlooking the Olympics, city lights a carpet below. Liam proposed a toast. To bridges, and the fools who build them. Noah clinked glasses, heart full. But as the night wore on, a call pulled Liam aside. Board emergency, urgent. He returned pale. Hostile takeover bid. Someone's gunning for the firm. Who? Noah pressed, alarm rising. Anonymous. But it smells like inside. My CFO's been off. Paranoia crept, trust fracturing under pressure. Days blurred into suspicion. Liam fired the CFO after audits revealed cooked books, but the damage rippled. Clients fleeing, stock dipping. Noah offered support, but Liam withdrew, nights at the office till dawn, snapping when questioned. You're shutting me out, Noah confronted over cold takeout, frustration boiling. Liam rubbed his temples. I can't drag you under. This is my mess. Our mess, Noah insisted, voice rising. The fight escalated. Accusations of control, fears of abandonment. Ending in slammed doors, Noah storming to his apartment. Alone, regret festered. He scrolled old photos, them at the park cabin firelight. A knock came at midnight. Liam, rain-soaked, eyes red-rimmed. I'm scared, he admitted, stepping in. Of losing everything, including you. Noah pulled him close, the dam breaking. Then let me in. We fight together. Reconciliation was raw, bodies colliding in apology. Fierce, then tender, reclaiming ground lost to fear. Morning brought resolve. Liam restructured the firm, Noah integrating Haven's ethics into advisory services. Synergy, not sabotage. Summer hummed in, pride a riot of color. They marched, hands linked, rainbow flags whipping in the breeze. But midway, Tyler lurked on the sidelines, face twisted. Before security could react, he lunged, shoving Noah hard. Traitor! Liam tackled him, fists flying till cops intervened. Tyler spat charges. Assault, harassment. But body cams caught his aggression, the order violated. Cuffed and carted, he screamed, You'll pay! The aftermath drained. Statements, therapy sessions where Noah unpacked the trauma. Liam holding space with quiet strength. He's gone, Liam soothed, post-session walks along the locks, salmon leaping like symbols of persistence. Yet victory tasted bittersweet. Liam's firm stabilized, but scars lingered, bored distrust, whispered doubts. Noah's app scaled, but user stories turned harrowing. A suicide attempt thwarted, a family disownment raw. We're helping, Noah told Liam, voice thick. But it hurts. Liam nodded, pulling him into the hammock on his balcony. City hum below. That's love. The hurts part of the heal. As heat waves baked the pavement, they escaped to the San Juans, kayaking emerald waters, camping under stars. One night, fire crackling, Liam turned serious. Marry me? Not now, but someday. Build this life. Noah's breath caught, joy and terror mingling. Yes, God, yes. The promise sealed with salt-kissed lips, waves lapping testimony. But back in Seattle, autumn winds carried omens. An email from Riley, mom's gone. Funeral's Friday. Come. Liam froze, grief crashing. Noah went with him, standing sentinel as eulogies flowed, old wounds aired. In the cemetery's hush, Liam scattered ashes, whispering, "Rest now." Healing began, tentative therapy for Liam, letters unsent to ghosts. Noah watched, loving fiercer, their bond a bulwark. But betrayal brewed unseen. The anonymous bidder, Liam's ex-mentor, Harlan Crow, Noah's estranged uncle, a venture shark who'd cut ties after Noah came out, funneling funds to straight-edge startups. The revelation hit during a routine diligence. Crow's name on the bid docs. Noah confronted Liam in the loft, papers trembling. "You knew? And didn't tell me?" Liam paled. "Found out last week. Wanted to handle it. Protect you." Protect? Or control? Hurt exploded, words weapons. "My own blood, sabotaging us. And you kept it secret." Liam reached, desperate. "I was wrong. Forgive." Noah bolted, rain lashing as he ran Capitol Hill streets, sobs choking. Betrayal's blade cut deepest from kin and lover intertwined. He crashed at Mia's, phone off, world narrowing to hurt. Days passed in numb haze, app updates ignored, Liam's texts unread. Finally, a handwritten note slipped under the door. "I failed you, but I love you. Meet me at the Needle, please." The gala's sight, full circle. Noah went, heart leaden, finding Liam at the observation deck. City sprawled vulnerable below. "I'm done protecting," Liam said, voice raw. "Crow's out, I exposed him. But you're my everything. If that's not enough." Noah stepped close, tears falling. "It is, but no more secrets." Vows renewed in the glass cage, overlooking their battlefield turned home. Forgiveness was work, therapy joint sessions unpacking layers. Crow faced lawsuits, his empire crumbling, a justice poetic. Winter returned, softer now. Haven Bridge won awards. Liam's firm pivoted to impact investing. They adopted a rescue dog, a scruffy mutt named Bridge, romps in Discovery Park bonding them. But climax loomed. A national conference in San Francisco, keynotes on queer tech. Noah pitched, Liam moderated, synergy electric. Post-panel, applause thundered, but backstage, Crow waited, disheveled, desperate. "You ruined me," he snarled at Noah. "For this." Liam stepped forward, shield. "He built you up, gave you family. You threw it away." Fists clenched, but security swarmed. Crow lunged, knife glinting, madness's edge. Chaos erupted, Liam shoving Noah aside, blade grazing his arm. Blood welled, paramedics swarming. Hospital lights harsh, stitches pulling as Noah held Liam's hand. "Idiot," he whispered, kissing knuckles. "My hero." Liam grinned weakly. "Your rival, too. Keeps it interesting." Recovery was slow, but love accelerated it. Nights of movies and morphine, days of walks with Bridge. Crow imprisoned, threat neutralized. Spring bloomed anew, their commitment ceremony intimate. Friends, Riley, vows under cherry trees. To rivals who became home, Liam toasted. Noah smiled, ring glinting. To us. Yet, in quiet, Noah pondered. Love's not absence of storm, but dancing in it. Freedom, identity, earned, cherished, shared. The ceremony's afterglow lingered like the scent of lilacs in Liam's garden, where they'd exchanged rings under a canopy of petals. Seattle's spring had never felt more alive. Fairies tooting in the distance, the space needle-piercing clouds like a promise kept. Guests milled with mimosas, laughter weaving through the air. But Noah and Liam stole away to the gazebo, hands entwined, breaths sinking in the hush. "You're mine now," Liam murmured, thumb brushing the simple band of white gold. His arm still bore the faint scar from the knife, a silver line against tanned skin, a badge of their survival. Noah leaned in, forehead to forehead. "Always were. Just made it official." The kiss was soft, sealing years of battle into belonging. Riley approached then, her smile tentative but genuine, hugging Liam tight. "Proud of you, big brother. Mom would have loved this." The words mended another fracture, family no longer a battlefield. As dusk fell, they danced under string lights, Bridge chasing fireflies at their feet, the world a blur of color and cadence. But peace in their lives was prelude to storm. Haven Bridge's success drew sharks, copycat apps launching, funded by vultures like Crow's remnants. Noah's inbox flooded with legal threats, IP disputes that drained coffers. "They're stealing our soul," he vented to Liam over late-night bourbon, loft windows fogged with their shared breath. Liam paced, sleeves rolled, the entrepreneur's fire reigniting. "We'll countersue. I've got a litigator on speed dial." His protectiveness was a bomb, but Noah chafed at the shift. Lover to lawyer, intimacy edged with strategy. Nights grew strained, arguments simmering over tactics. Noah's idealism clashing with Liam's pragmatism. "We can't litigate our way to hearts," Noah snapped during one row, papers scattering like fallen leaves. Liam's jaw tightened. "And we can't hug our way to solvency. This is war." The word hung heavy, echoing old rivalries. Noah retreated to his apartment, their apartment now, technically, needing space to breathe. Bridge whined at the door, sensing the rift, but Noah scratched his ears, whispering, "He'll come around." He didn't, not immediately. Days stretched, texts polite but sparse, meetings professional in boardrooms that felt like cages. Mia noticed, cornering him in the kitchenette. "What's with the frost? Thought you two were solid." Noah sighed, stirring coffee. "Solid's relative. We're navigating." They met at a hole in the wall in Fremont, trolls outside the window like sentinels. Conversation stumbled from app woes to small joys. Bridge's new trick, a sunset over the sound. Liam's hand found Noah's across the table, tentative. "I hate fighting you." Noah squeezed, throat tight. "Me too. But we can't lose us in the fight." Reconciliation unfolded slow, a drive to the coast where waves crashed like confessions. They talked till stars wheeled overhead, parked on a bluff, blanket cocooning them. "I'm scared," Liam admitted, head on Noah's chest. "Of failing you, of being him, the ghost of his ambitious youth, ruthless and alone." "You're not," Noah soothed, fingers carding blonde strands. "You're mine, flaws and fire." Lovemaking followed, urgent against the truck's hood, salt air mingling with sweat. Reaffirmation, raw and real. Back home, unity restored, they tackled the suits head-on. A press blitz exposing the copycats, user campaigns rallying support. Donations surged, lawsuits settled out of court, Haven's light undimmed. Summer scorched in, festivals pulsing. They volunteered at a youth camp near MT Rainier, Noah leading coding workshops, Liam facilitating trust falls. Irony not lost. Kids, wide-eyed and wary, shared stories. A trans teen from Walla Walla, first pride flag in hand. A boy from rural Idaho, app his secret lifeline. "You saved me," one whispered to Noah, hug fierce. Liam watched, eyes soft. Later, by the campfire, he pulled Noah aside. This is why." Their kiss tasted of s'mores and smoke, embers mirroring inner glow. But idle shattered with Riley's call. "Engaged. To a woman from my unit. Need advice coming out to Dad's side." Liam froze, old wounds reopening. His father's family, conservative holdouts in Yakima orchards, had shunned him post-discharge. "They'll crucify her," he muttered, pacing. Noah stepped in, mediator. We'll go together. Show them love's not a battlefield. The drive east was tense, apple groves heavy with fruit and memory. At the family reunion, picnic tables groaning under pies, kin in plaid, Riley announced, voice quavering. Murmurs rippled. An uncle's scoff cutting sharp. This ain't natural. Liam stood, arm around her. It's love. Same as yours. Noah flanked him, hand in his, united front. Eyes widened, but a cousin nodded. Tentative bridge. Not all crossed. Harsh words flew. A chair shoved, but seeds planted. Driving back, Riley sobbed thanks. Liam's grip white-knuckled on the wheel. You made me brave, he told Noah, voice thick. Home brought healing. A barbecue for friends, laughter loud, bridge begging scraps. But beneath, tension simmered. Liam's firm-eyed expansion. A merger with a Bay Area giant that whispered relocation. We'd thrive there, Liam pitched over wine, eyes alight. Bigger platform for haven. Noah's heart sank. And Seattle? Our roots. Roots travel, Liam countered, but doubt flickered. Arguments reignited, softer but insistent. Noah walked the hill alone, cafes buzzing with life he feared leaving. A voicemail from his mother. Heard about the ceremony. Happy for you, son. But change. Be careful. The caution echoed his own. Confrontation came rainy night, loft thunderous. I can't uproot, Noah said, rain streaking glass. This city's in my bones. Rain fights us. Liam deflated. Then I pull the plug. For you. The sacrifice stunned. Love's weight crushing. They held each other through storm, decisions deferred. Autumn painted leaves gold. Conference season peaking. In Chicago, a panel on ethical tech drew crowds. Noah keynote. Voice soaring. Innovation without inclusion is invasion. Applause thundered. But backstage, an old flame of Liam's ex-lover, venture scout, cornered him. Still playing house with Whitaker? Drew sneered, cologne cloying. He'll bolt when the merger calls. Always does. Noah brushed it off, but seed sprouted. Back in Seattle, Liam's late nights fueled paranoia. Texts from investors, dinners solo. One evening, tailing impulse, Noah arrived unannounced, finding Liam on the balcony. Phone to ear. Yes, the SF office. But Noah, eavesdropped half-truths twisted. Merger alive. Relocation dangled. Heart-shattering. Noah fled. Cab ride a blur of tears. Confrontation exploded at dawn. Noah bursting in, voice breaking. You're leaving? Us for ambition. Liam whirled. Confusion to horror. No. Scouting options. But I'd never. Liar. Evidence spilled, emails, notes. Betrayals flood, years trust drowning. Liam pleaded on knees. It's dead. I chose you. Last week, signed termination. Proof checked, truth emerging. Sabotage again, Drew, feeding fakes to fracture. Rage turned outward, but damage inward, trust's corpse cold. Therapy marathon, sessions raw. I fear abandonment, Noah confessed, Liam echoing. Rebuilding brick by brick, dates intentional, picnics, poetry slams, rekindling flame. Winter solstice gala, full circle. They arrived arm in arm, rival stares turned nods. On the deck, Liam knelt, ring anew. Marry me proper? Vows, Vegas, whatever. Forever. Noah pulled him up, yes whispered wetly. Joy crested, but undercurrent pulled. Crows appeal, prison whispers of revenge. Climax brewed in New Year, anonymous threat. Your happy ending ends bloody. Liam's security upped, Noah's paranoia peaking. A stakeout at the loft, shadows long. Intruder came midnight, masked, blade drawn, struggle chaotic. Liam tackling, Noah alerting cops. Unmasked, Drew, twisted by jealousy, Crow's pawn. Cuffed, he spat. You stole my life. Justice swift, but trauma lingered, nightmares, therapy deepened. Spring healed slow, walks with bridge therapy unspoken. Haven expanded, chapters in rural hubs. Liam's firm ethical pivot, impact first. Their wedding small, beachside in Oregon, waves witness, Riley maid of honor. Vows exchanged, in rivalry, I found home. In you, freedom. Honeymoon in Maine, lobster and lighthouses, love lazy. Back, life settled. Adoptions pondered, futures dreamed. But human, always, spats over chores, anniversaries missed. Yet, core solid, compassion's thread weaving scars to strength. Noah, journaling by window, penned. Love's not perfection, but persistence. In America's heart we claimed ours, raw, real, redeemed. The wedding's echo faded into summer's haze, but the rhythm of their life together pulsed with a new cadence, deeper, more deliberate. Oregon's coast had baptized them in salt and sunset vows, the officiant's words a balm. May your union be as enduring as the tides. Back in Seattle, the loft brimmed with mementos. A pressed wildflower from the dunes, Bridges' paw print framed beside their rings. Noah woke to Liam's coffee brewing, the scent a daily sacrament, pulling him from dreams where shadows still lurked. Mornings unfolded in quiet intimacy. Liam scrolling firm reports while Noah tinkered with app updates, their feet tangled under the table. User from Boise just messaged. Noah shared one Tuesday, screen glowing. Came out to his mom. Credits Haven for the script. Liam's smile crinkled his eyes, hands squeezing Noah's knee. You're magic. The praise landed light, but Noah felt its weight. Their shared victories, hard won. Haven Bridge's national rollout demanded travel. Workshops in Austin's heat, panels in Boston's brick-lined halls. Liam tagged along when he could, their hotel nights a refuge. Baths drawn with Epsom for jet lag, bodies soaping slow circles, conversations drifting from boardroom battles to boyhood whims. Remember skinny dipping in the Spokane River? Liam reminisced, bubbles popping. Thought we'd get caught by rangers. Noah laughed, water sloshing. You dared me, always the instigator. And you dove in, fearless. Liam's gaze held heat, memory fueling touch, fingers tracing collarbones, lips following, steam rising like desire. But distance strained when solo. Liam's merger postmortem in New York, Noah's keynote in Denver. Texts bridged gaps, miss your laugh. Call soon. But voids filled with doubts whisper. A late-night voicemail from Noah's mother. Wedding photos came. Beautiful. But honey, have you thought about kids? Proper family? The subtext stung, progress laced with patriarchy. Noah fired back gently. We are family, Mom. Bridge included. Hang up heavy, he poured into work. App features blooming. AI chat for crisis. Virtual meetups for isolated hearts. Liam's return brought reunion fever. Airport dash. Kiss devouring in arrivals. Cab ride hands impatient. Home. They tumbled straight to bed, urgency born of absence. Liam's mouth mapping Noah's chest, gasps echoing, climax a wave crashing shared. Post-bliss, pillow talk turned profound. Kids, Liam ventured, tracing Noah's hip. Not now, but surrogate? Adoption? Noah's breath hitched, vision flashing. A child with Liam's grin, their chaos tamed. Yeah, someday. Terrifies me, though. Passing on our baggage. Liam nodded, serious. We'd unpack it first. Therapy's our superpower. The pack sealed, they dove deeper, couples counseling evolving to family planning sessions. Books stacked on ethics of queer parenting. Riley, glowing in her pregnancy, became confident. It's scary, messy, beautiful. Like you too. Autumn winds heralded change. Liam's firm launched a queer venture fund. Seed money for startups like Haven. Launch party at the Museum of Pop Culture. Guitars wailing Jimi Hendrix riffs as donors toasted. Noah mingled, pride swelling at Liam's speech. Innovation thrives in inclusion. We've funded bridges, now build them. Post-party, tipsy and tender, they wandered Pike Place, stalls shuttered but memory alive. First date vibes, Noah teased, stealing a stall apple. Liam bit, juice dripping. Best mistake I never regretted. Kiss sticky sweet, market ghosts approving. But harmony fractured with a call from the PI. Crow's cellmate, paroled early, sniffing around Seattle. Low threat, the report read, but paranoia prickled. Liam upped security, cameras, escorts, turning home to fortress. Noah chafed, freedom curtailed. I'm not glass, he argued over dinner, salmon flaking under forks. Liam's eyes shadowed. I can't lose you. Not after. The knife's ghost loomed. Unspoken. Compromise reached. Self-defense classes, joint runs with pepper spray. Sessions sweated out fear. Sparring pads thwacking, breaths sinking in exertion. Stronger together, instructor praised, and they believed it. Winter crept, holidays hybrid. Noah's Spokane for turkey, Liam's Yakima for pie, blended families tentative but trying. Noah's mother hugged longer, whispering, he's good for you. Liam's cousins grilled burgers, one outing quietly. Riley says hi, we're learning. Christmas Eve, loft aglow with lights, they exchanged gifts. Noah a leather-bound journal for Liam's poems. Secret verses penned in margins. Liam a custom app skin for Haven, rainbow circuits pulsing. Making love by tree glow, ornaments tinkling rhythm. Felt sacred bodies hymn, heart's chorus. New year dawned ambitious. Adoption inquiry filed, home study looming. Social workers visit polished chaos to charm. Bridge groomed, walls artful. Stable, loving, report glowed, green light flickering. Excitement bubbled, but reality tempered. Waitlists long, matches rare. Patience, therapist counseled, but waiting chafed. Spring burst, pride planning fever. They co-chaired float, Haven-themed, bridges arching rainbows. Parade a kaleidoscope of cheers, confetti storm. On stage, Liam mic'd, from rivals to family, we choose love. Crowd roared, but under bleachers, a figure watched. Paroled thug, eyes narrowed. Threat dormant, but stirring. Summer solstice brought match. Foster teen, 16, queer and questioning, bounced from homes. Elliot, caseworker introduced, boy lanky with guarded eyes. First meet at park, awkward, ice cream melting, word scarce. Like apps, Noah ventured. Elliot shrugged. Haven helped, talked me off a ledge. Bridge to trust. Weeks blurred. Dinners tentative, stories spilling. Elliot's dad bailing post coming out. Mom's denial. Liam shared military scars, Noah spoken silences. Bond formed, fragile filament. Trial run, weekend sleepover, movies marathoning. Midnight, Elliot knocked on bedroom door. Can't sleep, nightmares. They piled in bed, stories soothing, ghost tales turned triumphs. Dawn, Noah whispered to Liam. This, us four. Liam's arm tightened around them. Family. But climax crashed. Elliot's bio-dad resurfaced. Custody bid venomous. Claiming reformed. Decrying indoctrination. Court loomed. Lawyers circling. Stress peaked. Liam snapping at work. Noah code-fixing till eyes blurred. Fight erupted. You're retreating, Noah accused, loft echoing. Liam hurled. And you're idealizing. He could rip us apart. Raw, they sought counsel session unearthing. Liam's abandonment terror, Noah's control crave. Breathe through, therapist urged. Hearing day dawned gray, courthouse marble cold. Dad testified, crocodile tears. My boy's confused, needs real guidance. Elliot voice steady. They're real, you weren't. Judge ruled foster continuance, path to adoption cleared. Relief sobbed out in hallway huddle. Elliot's hug fierce. Thanks, dads. Word spread, Haven users cheering, donations doubling. But victory bittersweet, dad's appeal filed, shadow lingering. Fall deepened bonds. School runs, parent nights. Elliot thriving, out and proud. Holidays fuller. Tree trimming, lax with Riley's clan. Winter brought appeal denial, finality sweet. Adoption day, courthouse intimate. Rings exchanged anew for Elliot's bracelet. Family forged. Post-ceremony picnic, Puget Sound sparkling. To Bridges, Liam toasted, arms around sons. Noah beamed, heart vast. Yet, in quiet, he knew. Love's labor endless, compassion's call constant. A letter arrived then, from Crow's estate, apology scrawled shaky. Saw your light, wish I'd built it. Forgiveness pondered, not rushed. Spring cycled, life layered. Elliot's first boyfriend, awkward dinners. Haven Global, chapters in Toronto. Liam's gray hairs plucked teasingly. Noah's laugh lines mapped lovingly. One eve, balcony stargazing, Elliot asleep inside. Liam turned. Rivals no more, just us. Noah kissed palm. Best plot twist. Humanity's arc. From blackout bed to boundless bed. Traced in scars, sung in survival. Freedom, identity, truer in together. Years wove their tapestry subtle. Threads of joy and jangle blending into a whole greater than sum. Seattle evolved around them. Tech booms cresting, new cafes sprouting like hopefuls. The sound ever a constant murmur of memory. Noah, at 35, wore success lightly. Haven Bridge, a non-profit behemoth. Outposts from Alaska's wilds to Florida's keys. User count cresting millions. Board meetings now in sunlit lofts. His voice carrying weight earned in trenches. Liam, silver threading his temples, helmed a firm synonymous with equity. Queer-led ventures his hallmark, mergers moral compasses. From vulture to vanguard, he'd quip at galas, Noah's eye-roll fond. Their loft expanded metaphorically. Elliot's room a teen haven of posters and playlists. Bridges' successor. A labradoodle pup named Span, chasing socks with glee. Mornings ritualized. Coffee brewing as Liam journaled verses. Noah scrolling metrics. Elliot shambling in for pancakes. Span underfoot. Dad, pass the syrup? Elliot's voice deepened. Braces gone. Confidence abloom. Liam obliged, winking. Only if you aced that calc test. Crushed it. Grin shared, genetics or grace. Family, fluid. Challenges came, as they must. Elliot's first heartbreak. A boyfriend's ghosting leaving him curled on couch, eyes red. Noah held space, stories of Tyler's blade. Liam brewed hot cocoa, wisdom rye, pain's the price of pulse. You'll rise. They did, prom night a triumph. Elliot in slim tucks, date blushing, parents snapping pics misty-eyed. Proud, Noah whispered, adjusting boutonniere. Summer sabbatical. Road trip to Yellowstone, tent pitched under geysers steam. Stories campfire circled. Liam's trailer tales, Noah's river dares, Elliot's foster forays. Bonds braised, laughter lava. Fall brought Elliot's college apps, UW, full circle, acceptance letter, tear-streaked joy. You built this, he told them, hug encompassing. My bridge. Pride swelled, but empty nest loomed. Liam voiced it first, over anniversary dinner at their wedding beach. Clambake casual, waves serenade. House'll echo without him. Noah nodded, sand between toes. We'll fill it. More pups? Travel? Or, hand on belly, surrogate seed planted years back. Liam's eyes lit. Let's. Process reignited. Agency matches. Profiles poured. This one, Noah pointed, photo of carrier smiling seaside. Feels right. Months measured in ultrasounds. Kicks felt through palms, girl they learned, named Sage for wisdom's whisper. Birthday chaos. Hospital vigil, Liam pacing, Noah breathing mantras. Cry first pierced, world widened. Tiny fist gripping finger, miracle miniature. Parenting duo danced. Diapers dawn. Lullabies Liam's low baritone. Noah's apps adapted for tots. Elliot visited, uncle in training, span guarding crib. But trials tempered. Sage's colic nights endless, sleep fractured. Liam's firm hit scandal. Rogue partner embezzling, headlines harsh. Again? He groaned, burying face in hands. Noah massaged temples. Will audit, apologize, advance. Like always. Cleanup communal. Town halls transparent. Restitution funds for affected startups. Trust rebuilt, stronger alloy. Winter wrapped them cozy, holidays hybrid grandeur. Spoken kin thawing with Sage's coos. Noah's mother, grandbaby in lap, murmured, God sneaky, this is blessing. Liam's cousins hosted, orchards aglow. Riley's twins toddling chaos. Families fractal, she toasted, glasses clinking. Spring saw Sage's first steps, wobbles toward open arms, cheers echoing loft. Elliot's graduation cap toss, degree in hand, internship at Haven. Full circle, he grinned, hugging. Yet, undercurrent tugged, health scare, Liam's checkup flagging arrhythmia, stresses toll. Manageable, Doc assured, but fear flickered. Lifestyle shifts, yoga joint, runs rhythmic, diets debated over kale smoothies. Adventurer now? Noah teased, downward dog wobbling. Liam smirked, Matt sighed. For you. For them. Summer sojourned Europe, Sage strapped, Elliot backpacking parallel. Paris cafes, Sage smashing croissant. Rome ruins, Liam quoting Keats. Empire's echo, he mused, Colosseum vast. We endure. Noah squeezed hand. We thrive. Fall foliage frame change. Sage's preschool jitters, drop-offs tearful then triumphant. Liam's book deal, memoir on rivalry redeemed, ghostwriter ghosting doubts. Launch party intimate, readings raw. Woke in his bed, lost night birthing found life. Applause warm, Noah's pride pinnacle. Winter whispered closure. Crow's death notice, obit curt. Liam penned unsent reply, rest. We rose. Sage's second birthday, cake smeared, laughter loud, family fractal full. A decade dawned, anniversary 10th. Vow renewal, beach blaze bonfire. Elliot officiated, Sage flower girl giggling, span ring bearer floppy-eared. Words weathered. Rivals forged us, love freed us. To more mornings, Messier middles, merciful ends. Kiss salt spray sealed, guests whooping. Life looped. Sage's school plays, Elliot's wedding. Partner a poet, vows verse stitched. Haven global, Liam's fund flourishing. Elder years crept gentle. Grays shared, joints creaky, but hands clasped constant. Rocking Sage's daughter, no, granddaughter on porch, Seattle skyline softened sunset. Full, Liam sighed, arm around Noah. Forever, Noah echoed, heart him. In twilight's grace they pondered. From blackout blur to boundless blur. Rivalry's spark, love's steady flame. Message murmured in every milestone. Compassion bridges chasms, freedom flowers and facing. Identity inscribes indelible. Humanity's hope. In America's vast, we carved queer corner. Dramatic, emotional, romantic, humane. Woke to rival, slept in soulmate. Endings? Open arcs, ever ascending.